what does bala really mean? We need bala or bali as musibah, calamity. But how do we understand the word bala? So the word bala is a naqa which is tied at its owner's grave until it dies. So in Jahili time, what would happen is that they would have if the owner dies, the master dies, sometimes somebody would take the camel, but sometimes they just leave the camel at the grave and they say, just maybe you can't afford to feed it or look after it, or maybe out of a sign of honor or dignity, or I don't know. You know, like I don't know why they would do this, but this is the first time I came across this. But this is called the baliya. So from this, the word bala has a meaning of putting something to test for a long time. When you put something to a test, because obviously this camel is put to test, and it's for a long time. So that's kind of the root meaning, the essential meaning of this. Okay. And anaqatu bilwu safarin or bilyu safarin. Like anaqa which has been used for been worn out by a journey. So that's why it's called bala. It's been worn out. Again, longevity. This is included in the meaning of bala. Okay. Now the word bala, so this is the original meaning. So in a Quranic context, when the word bala is used, sometimes bala is used for yusr, like a good thing. Okay, وَبَلَوْنَاهُمْ بِالْحَسَنَاتِ. So it means Allah has given you good. Now, what's the benefit of giving? To favor you, and also ikhtibar, to test. Because Allah can test with musibah and goodness and ni'mah. So from the word bala is used for goodness, and Allah has given you a ni'mah, an ease. And what's this? A test for you. And when you test somebody, what's the lazim of the test? What's the necessary? When you test somebody, you get results, ilm. You know whether they are thankful, not thankful. Yes, so sometimes it's used in that meaning. وَبَلَوْنَهُمْ بِالْحَسَنَاتِ وَنَبْلُوكُمْ بِالْخَيْرِ وَبِالشَّرِّ وَالْخَيْرِ فِتْنَةً. Sometimes the word bala is used in shiddah, the meaning of shiddah, like something like difficult, a musibah, calamity. And this can be for two meanings. It has not two meanings, but two ways used in the Quran. Sometimes a pure punishment. And sometimes a difficulty is to test again. So if you look at the Quranic verse of the word bala yablu bala'an, it has these meanings. Either something for ease, and this ease then is obviously something, ease meaning some kind of wus'ah, some kind of ni'mah, some kind of favor. And then this ni'mah, this favor, what happens to it? It's a test, and the knowledge is a lazim meaning of this. And sometimes bala has a meaning of shiddah, like the bala is a meaning of something difficult and hard. And it's either purely as a test, as a punishment, or as a test. And if you look in the Quran, you see different variations how this word is used. Okay. So for example of the word bala being used in a test, bala'ika was in this hadith. That Allah, we thank you for you having given us this ni'mah upon us. So the ni'mah and the good that you have bestowed upon us, we thank you for this. The shiddah, example of a shiddah where Allah tests you, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ. Allah says, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ حَتَّى نَعْلَمَ الْمُجَاهِدِينَ مِنْكُمْ الصَّابِرِينَ. We will test you here. And now, this is a difficulty, because obviously test you. But the maqsood of this is what? Ilm. To do ikhtibar. And this is kind of a sidetrack here. It is. Remember, regarding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His ilm is azali. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows everything eternally. Okay? حَتَّى نَعْلَمَ Allah bi kulli shay'in alim. So our aqidah as well. Allah knows everything even before it occurs. Yes? And when these kind of verses are used, hatta na'lam, it means here, so this ilm becomes apparent. What Allah knows becomes apparent to everybody else. Okay? And there's other ways of explaining as well. But some people have this belief that Allah only comes to know of things after they become apparent. So Allah, for example, doesn't know what I'm going to do. So like how humans know. This is not what we believe. Our belief is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He knows everything even before it occurs. And time does not change His knowledge. Correct? And when it comes hatta na'lam al-mujahideen, it's different way of translating it. Okay, so this is the meaning of bala, would mean what? That testing you, if you have difficulty, so that the results become known. Okay? Then you have shidda for adab. Just adab. كَذَلِكَ نَبْلُوهُمْ بِمَا كَانُوا يَفْسُقُونَ. It's a punishment. There's no ikhtibar in this. كَذَلِكَ نَبْلُوهُمْ. We will put them to difficulty. Why? بِمَا كَانُوا يَفْسُقُونَ. Because they were what? They used to transgress and they used to violate the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not purely The maqsood of this is not to test. The maqsood of this is what? The objective of this verse is basically saying that Allah will punish them in this dunya. And it comes the meaning of ilm as well. Purely ilm. Not to do with ease or hardship or just knowledge. Because when you test something, the lazim meaning is ilm. Sometimes the meaning of ilm is the only purpose. So all of these variations of what is meant. Sometimes the shiddah is also included. Sometimes the useless included. Sometimes the knowledge is included. Sometimes all are included. Sometimes two are included. So the two verses here. هُنَالِكَ تَبْلُو كُلُّ نَفْسٍ مَا أَسْلَفَتْ. So one tafsir of this one, at that point, every soul will come to know. تَبْلُو كُلُّ نَفْسٍ مَا أَسْلَفَتْ. Every soul will come to know. So here this bala yablu means this knowledge. It's not to do with an ease or a hardship, just to come to know. يَوْمَ تُبْلَى السَّرَائِرِ. The day what will happen? The day, what will happen? Secrets will become apparent, will become known. All secrets will become open to everybody. Do you understand? So this is the different meaning of the word bala coming in the Quran. So it's important to understand this. Yes? Have you understand the usage of bala? Everyone following? Yes. So summary again is, bala is what? Is to inflict good or difficulty upon somebody. And then this can either be for the good is either to test them. The bad can either be to just punish them or to test them again. And because testing has the meaning of ilm, it is also using the meaning of ilm sometimes.